Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Classes Online. My name is Benjamin. Today's video is on reported speech in English grammar speech. If you say the exact words of a speaker, then you are using direct speech. But if you report what the speaker has said in your own words, you are using indirect or reported speech. And when you use reported speech, there are simple rules that should guide how you ought to report accurately what someone else has said. That's what we shall be looking at in today's lesson. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video is uploaded on the channel, you will be notified instantly. Let's dive into the lesson right away. Now we are looking at Lagos State Basic Education Certificate 2019 English Studies, the theory part. And our focus is on section B, which is grammar. The instruction is as follows. Rewrite the following sentences in reported speech. I will be explaining specific grammatical rules that should guide how we change from direct to indirect or reported speech. Let's begin to look at the questions one by one. Question number one. Ibadan is not far from Lagos, in quote. The visitors were told. All right. So now when we look at this, we want to report this. This is direct speech. All right. The speaker's exact words are, Ibadan is not far from Lagos. That's what the speaker said directly. And that is why you find the statement, in quotes. You have quotation marks opening and closing to show that these were the exact words of the speaker. All right. So now, in reporting this, we can say simply, the visitors were told that Ibadan is not far from Lagos. Now, the verb is normally ought to be changed from present to past. But we are not doing that in this case because this is an exception to the rule. Why is it an exception to the rule? It is because we are dealing with a scientific fact, which is something that has timeless value. The distance between one geographical location and another is something that doesn't usually change. It's a geographical fact. All right? It's like if you say that the earth is spherical or that the sun rises in the east. These are scientific facts. And because time doesn't change that fact, then we don't need to change the tense from the present to the past. That's the reason why we retain the present tense in this instance. So in reporting this question number one, Ibadan is not far from Lagos, the visitors were told. The correct reportage is, the visitors were told that Ibadan is not far from Lagos. Now let's go to question number two. Well, the quotation mark here is unnecessary. It's a typo, right? He said, I will be here if Tolu needs me. He said, I will be here if Tolu needs me. All right. Okay. So now the exact words of the speaker are enclosed in quotation marks here. I will be here if Tolu needs me. Now, there are certain things we need to change from this direct speech. The direct speech is, I will be here if Tolu needs me. Now, I should change to he, because we are reporting what the speaker said. And, you know, because already we have evidence, he said, shows us it's a male speaker. So we change I to he. Excuse me. He said he, then will changes to would. Will is a simple future tense, so it changes to the simple past. Then here is an adverb of place, and this should change to there. Then needs should change to needed, and me should change to him. So take note of these changes that ought to be made. And the reason we have these changes is simple. It is because we are saying what the speaker said, you know. And so we are referring to the speaker and reporting what he said in our own words. So that is the reason for all these changes. In the direct speech, the speaker uses I, which is the first person personal pronoun. But then the reported speech is no longer the direct speech of the speaker. It is a report of what the speaker said. And that is why we have these changes. Now, let me explain why the tense of the verb should change. Now, whenever you are reporting what someone else said, you are dealing with a past event, because the person has already said it, and because the person already said it, it now belongs to the past. It's a past event. It's something that was done and dusted in the past, and you are reporting it now. So you use the past tense to report the past event. Okay, so now the reported speech or the reported version of this, what we have in question number 2 is, he said that he would be there if Tolu needed him. He said he would be there if Tolu needed him. So that's the exact reported speech, all right? This brings us to question number 3. Taye said, I am a lucky boy. Now you can see the changes that we must make. It changes to he, changes to was. And so what we have is, Taye said that he was a lucky boy. Now, the use of that is optional. So we can as well say, Taye said he was a lucky boy. Or we can say, Taye said that he was a lucky boy. Now, question number 4. What time is it now, Dotu? Ask the principal, the headmaster. Now, I take it once again. What time is it now, Dotu? Ask the headmaster. That means the headmaster asked, what time is it now, Dotu? Now, when we change this to reported speech, then we are going to change this question into a statement, all right? And that also means that we change the word order. When you ask a question, the verb comes before the subject. What time is it now? Is it now? When you change it to a statement, it is no longer is it, but it is. But then because is changes to was, then it was rather than is it. Okay. Then now changes to then, all right? And then we can reframe the verb asked here. We can use inquire. Because the headmaster was only making an inquiry. So we can use the word inquire. And so we can say the headmaster inquired from Dotu what time it was then. The headmaster inquired from Dotu what time it was then. Of course, we can as well say the headmaster wanted to know from Dotu what time it was then. So you choose the appropriate verb that will be able to report what has been said here with some degree of accuracy. That is all that is required in a grammatical assignment like this. Then question number 5. My students, note that you were all running a race, said the teacher. My students, note that you were all running a race, said the teacher. So we want to report what the teacher said to his students. So he was addressing them directly. He said, my students, he was talking directly to them. So when we report that, then my students changes to his students. He was talking to his students, and we want to report what he said to them. All right? Now, there are different possibilities, possible ways of reporting this. Now, we can look at it and say, okay, the teacher was giving his students a piece of advice. So we can say the teacher advised his students to note that they were all running a race. Or we can say the teacher admonished his students to note that they were all running a race. Well, there is a longer version. We can use the word told. So we can say the teacher told his students that they should note that they were all running a race. So it sounds a little bit clumsy to me and repetitive, because the repetition of the conjunction that, is what we can avoid if we reconstruct it using a reporting word like advised or admonished. The teacher advised his students to note that they were all running a race. All right? So that is exactly the way to go. Now, let me show you a table I created to make this clearer. Now, here we have direct speech on the left, and then we have reported speech. Now, let's go through it again. Number 1, Ibadan is not far from Lagos, the visitors were told. Now, take note that the simple present tense of that is remains is because we are reporting a scientific fact. So take note of that. And so what we have is the visitors were told that Ibadan is not far from Lagos. Now, we cannot say that Ibadan was not far from Lagos, because when you conduct a research, you still discover that the distance between Lagos and Ibadan is the same today exactly as it was yesterday or any time in the past. So nothing changes. And that is why we do not change the tense of the verb. I hope this is quite clear. That is an exception to the rule. Excuse me. Question number 2. He said, I will be here if Tola needs me. Now take note of the changes. I changes to he, will changes to would, here changes to there, needs changes to needed, and me changes to him. And what we have is, under reported speech, we have, he said he would be there if Tola needed him. Question number 3. Taye said, I am a lucky boy. Take note of the changes. The pronoun I changes to he. The verb am changes to was. All right? And so what we have under reported speech is, Taye said he was a lucky boy. And as I said earlier, there is an option of using that. Taye said that he was a lucky boy. So if you decide to insert the that, what you have is you insert that here. All right. Taye said that he was a lucky boy. Now we go to question number 4. Under direct speech, we have, what time is it now, Dotu? Asked the headmaster. Now take note that the verb is changes to was, the adverb of time now changes to then, and then the interrogative sentence, what time is it now, changes to a statement. All right? And so let's look at how it is reported here. The headmaster inquired from Dotu what the time was then. What the time was then. Take note of the change in word order, because a question uses a different word order than a statement. A question uses the verb before the subject. What time is it? Is comes before it. But when we change it to a statement, it comes before is. And of course, is changes to was. And what we have is a change in the word order. Now, let me read it again under reported speech. The headmaster inquired from Dotu what the time was then. All right. The last but not the least, question number 5. My students, note that you were all running a race, said the teacher. Now take note that my changes to his, all right? You changes to they, all right? So, and what we have is as follows. The teacher advised his students to note that they were all running a race. Now, the other one, which is a longer alternative, the teacher told his students that they should note that they were all running a race. You can as well use the word admonished. The teacher admonished his students to note that they were all running a race. Well, you can as well even simplify it further by saying that the teacher reminded his students that they should note they were all running a race, all right? Something like that. You need to understand that language is creative, and that is why, as Noam Chomsky, a notable American grammatical theorist, stated in his theory of grammar, which is known as Chomskyan grammar. Of course, he said that every user of a language has a language acquisition device which enables him or her to be able to construct unlimited number of sentences. And that is actually true. When we look at a single expression, there are unlimited possibilities. You can reconstruct an expression in so many different ways. And that is the creativity of language. So this is where we are going to draw the curtain on today's lesson. I hope you learned the various simple grammatical rules that should govern the change of direct to indirect or reported speech. I hope you also really enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, kindly subscribe to the channel and then like the video and share the video with your friends and relations. Don't forget to click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video is uploaded on the channel, you will be notified instantly. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. You will find a number of related videos on this channel that will help you achieve your goal of gaining proficiency in the use of English. And if you are preparing for any English exam, of course, you will find a lot of videos on this channel that will be very, very helpful to you. On this channel, we also create and upload videos on content creation, digital marketing, and online business. We share ideas with you on how you can create multiple streams of income doing online business. So if you are interested in videos like these, make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you will always avail yourself of every new video we upload, especially when you click on the bell icon as well. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you for being part of today's video. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Bye-bye for now and remain blessed. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you in the new video. Thank you.